Hey guys, welcome to the live stream. So this is where we ended last night or yesterday. So let's continue. Let's first examine what we did. So we are making this radiator here, heat radiator, and this is the part we did. So this is a good practice for hard surface modeling. And if we turn back this small thing, you can see how we have really clean edges. And if we go to edit mode, you can see how the edge flow looks. Yeah, so let's work on this part here and see how things go. So I'll bring back my reference images. I think we are done with this front one for now. You can hide that and maybe hide this as well. So let's create these filaments or whatever they're called. So I think I can start by adding what is it called, a circle. Maybe give it about 12 vertices. What's going on here? What is this? I think this is a bug. Let me try reloading this. So we need to rotate this 90 degrees. Let me switch on my screen keys. We'll bring this up here. I'll scale it down around there. So bring this, go to edit mode or extrude in this direction. Scale that down, reposition this. I think I can extrude this like that, and also extrude this to around there. Maybe pull this back a bit to around there, and set this as the origin. And I can use the mirror modifier in the Z direction like that. And now we can use the array modifier. So we can start this off around there. We can use the array modifier in this Y direction. We need to apply the rotation here. So we need to also change the direction of the mirror. So we need about 3 filaments. Sorry, 6 filaments. Perfect. So we can add the subdivision surface. I need to remove the simplify option here. So this is what we have. I think we can add a supporting segment there and there, and can turn on smooth shading for this. So you can make a copy of this, Shift D in the Z direction, and push it down like that. So we need to make these here. For those, we can start with this ring here, or this circle. Shift D, duplicate it, and then separate it to its own object, and select that. You can select it and then extrude out like that, and then hit E. Let's go to the front view. Maybe let's unhide our reference image for a second. Let's also bring back this filament here. If I can select it, I think it's going to be for this part here. So I can scale this like this, and maybe scale it once more, and we can select these top vertices, straighten them up, make them straight in the Z direction, and we can start pulling them back a bit like this. Now we also need to do the same for these bottom ones. They need to be straightened in Z direction, and these ones too have to be straight. This here. So this loop here that goes around has to be broken up. But let's first see how we are going to do that. So let's also, I think right now we can use the mirror modifier. So I'll delete this side. I think we already have that, but I'm not sure which side it's. Okay, so we just need to change the direction of the mirror. So we'll delete these vertices, and yeah, we have that. This here can extend, this loop can go directly there, and we can use this. Let me select this, select this edge, connect it like this, and then delete that loop. Okay, we need to make this a single face. I think let's go to front view, then Shift S, cursor selected, then set the origin to the cursor, and then let's set actually this has to be here. Shift S, cursor selected, and then origin to 3D cursor. We need the mirror in the Z direction as well. And maybe to make this even simpler, instead of having this duplicated down here, we can set the mirror for this down here. So the 3D, the origin to this, right click, origin to 3D cursor, origin to 3D cursor. Should be, and we can move these to around here until they merge, and we can move that back to position, and use the mirror modifier in the Z direction as well. And why is it too far from here? So let's see. So the origin has to be there, and this can be pulled. Interesting. Just aligning these. Not sure. We'll come to that later. First, let's just make these details here. Add those details in. So let's see and see. We have this loop. I think we need a loop here, and we can connect it like this. Let me see if I join this with this. And so we can select this loop here. Should be on the same level as that edge, like that, so that we can select that loop, and then these here. And I think, let me first do this, then we can extrude. Let me first switch off this array and the subdivisions, so we can have something like this. Let's go front view. I need to pull these vertices up so that that continues with like that. And maybe we can, I don't know, if I do this here, if I add a cut here, so we have something like that. I think we can also, let me see, I think we can bevel this. Okay, we are beveling the edges, so maybe let's just insert around there, and then push these outside, so that we get that rounded part there. Now we need to remove these extra faces we have, so I'll switch off the mirror modifier for a second and go to this view, select box select here, and then turn off all faces. I think let's bring back the mirror, make sure you have clipping turned on, push that like that. Now let's see what we have. If we turn on the subdivision surface, this is what we have. There is pinching going on here. This is because if we switch off this, you can see we have a face, a few faces here, so we need to delete them and bring back the mirror. Also make sure that there is no gap between there, so make sure you have clipping turned on, and bring the vertices again. Let me reduce some of this music. So this is what we have. I think this needs to be pushed out even further, so I think I can pull these vertices inside a bit to get a more pronounced effect for that. So select these, push them inside even further. I think we don't need these faces, so I'll delete them. Also make sure we remove that gap, so then we can select this here and push that up like that. So we can add a loop here to make that area sharp, and maybe a loop here to make that part sharp, and a loop there and there and there. They're not too close because you see it's sharp but not too sharp, so that's why I'm not making them too close together. I think I can pull this like this. I don't like how this is bending, so I need, I think, to add a supporting loop around here. So I'll cut there like that. I'll make sure there are no double vertices here, so I'll just merge that to that. And I think if I subdivided this, and I think I can connect this loop, that vertex to this here, and maybe remove this like that, and remove that like that. So let's see how this looks. I think that looks a bit better. I think we also need to do this to the top for the top part here, so that we have a supporting loop right there. So I need to connect this to that. Yeah, so you see, I think the bend is similar now to that, which is good. So let's unhide this. I think to make this easier, we can join these two. So let me first isolate them and maybe turn off the array for a second, and also turn off the array for this. Maybe turn off all the modifiers for this. Just delete them and join these to this. So Ctrl J. We can bring this here, move it around there. I also think we can join these two faces, these two objects. So I'll select this this inside loop, delete it. Oh, I think we also need to delete this side, so that we'll let the mirror modifier handle that. So we can select this loop, this inside loop, and this one, and then bridge those loops like that. So if we turn on the subdivisions, I can see what we have. So we need to use the mirror modifier, but first we need to give this this area here some thickness. So I'll go to right view, then extrude around there. But this area here needs to be a bit sharp, so maybe not, because these edges are going to be close to each other, so they'll produce the sharpness. So let's turn on the mirror modifier in the Y direction like this, and turn on the subdivisions, shade smooth. You can see we are having some intersecting here. So let's see what's going on. So let's first switch off the mirror, select this loop, so we can select everything. Let's first turn off the subdivisions and move them so that the mirror is here, starts from here. So that will remove that issue we had there. So let me do this. You can see now we have our fill, whatever this is. So yeah, so let's unisolate this and bring these around. So this is going to be the I think it's supposed to be there, and I use the array. We already have an array, so this here. and see what we have. Now we need to make the last one that doesn't have this hole there. So we just need to duplicate this, turn off the array, push it to the back like this, and close off. Or we can just use this one. Let me isolate it and give it a closed off face here, like that. And that will also make it so that the last one is also closed off like that. So we just need to work on the stand and maybe the buttons, and we should be good to go. So for this here, I think this leg, the first leg, comes out from this here. So let me first switch off this and see how we are going to work on this. So I think we can, I don't want to add extra loops here, so maybe we can select this inset. I think we might need to straighten these vertices, this loop and this loop too. Scale Y 0. Also in the Z direction as well, like that. And these are too many loops, so what we can do is merge them with other loops like that. You can merge these three at the center, the three at the center, these last, like that. Now we can select this here, then extrude it down like that, extrude down again, and we can select this ring here, extrude, so that we can scale it, and we can select these two here, scale them like that, and select these edges, push them down like that. Let's see what's going on here. Okay, that's good. And I think we can add a loop cut that goes around like this. So if I selected these edges, I can subdivide them so that we have this cut here, and connect that like that, and this like that. I think we can also join this to this so that we remove that edge. Actually, this should be like this, and we remove that edge. So we can bevel these here and isolate this for a second. We can bevel these, or just give them a weight, a bevel weight to make them sharp. Control E, bevel weight 1, and can do the same for this loop here. Control E, bevel weight 1, and we have that. There are a few issues going on here, so let me examine those and see. This here, I don't think we need this extra loop here, so we can merge it with that, like that, and maybe straighten this that loop like that. Let's see. And have something like that. And maybe we don't need this loop here, so we can extend to there. I think we can also get rid of some of these edge loops here, so we can select everything here, merge it to the center, and I think we can remove this loop now and this here. It also helps smooth out. Let me see if I remove this ring. Yeah, this is better. So this can be merged to this. It helps make the edge flow a bit smooth. But I'll optimize the object later off streams so that we can look at the more important things. So now we also need a leg for this back side. And for that, let's see. Let me first hide this and see how this would look. So let's add a plane. Rotate it 90 degrees. Maybe bring it to the side here. And see how this looks. So if we go to edit mode, we can use the mirror modifier. So we'll have a loop here, and maybe add another one here, so that we can bring those in like that. And this here can be beveled to have something like that. And we can delete these two faces and select these vertices, Control Shift B to bevel them. We can join these with J and these with J, and so we would have something like that. I'm not sure what to do here, so let's first dissolve these and see. If we add a loop here, we can just do this. Can do that. Extrude this in that direction. Now we can add a subdivision surface. We can also add another loop here and push these vertex down a bit like that to follow that shape. And we can, I think, delete these faces here. I don't think we need to be too detailed on this part here because it won't be too visible as well. So we can select these vertices. Or a simple way to do that, you can select one edge like that, Shift E, face angles, and increase the threshold here until you see that every edge you want to bevel is selected. But I don't want this here to be beveled. So now we can bevel, Ctrl B, maybe add 3 edge loops like that, and we have something like this. I think we can select these here, scale them in the X direction like this, and select this edge loop, bevel it, make sure it has 3 vertices, 3 loops. Now we can use Alt S to push those in, maybe scale these to make something like a seam like that. And yeah, this is going to be our stand, our bottom side leg like that, and then use the mirror modifier so we can unhide everything. Rotate these 90 degrees and add it there. And I think I can move these to the same level as the first legs, so something like that. And let's add the button and we should be good to go. So let's hide this. Let's hide this and this. And a circle. Extrude like that. And then let me see, we can join, we can fill this into an end gun, then select, let's see, what should we do if we added a loop here and maybe another one down, another one around here. And first isolate these. Maybe subdivide this because we're making this button here. And we can join this to that, then this to this, and we can join them like that. Now we can, let me see, what can we do? We can select these, insert a bit, and then extrude out and scale in like that. Go to the front, and then you can turn on proportional editing and select maybe this here. Make sure it's set to connected. What we need is to have that curve there. Let's see how that looks. And I think this design is actually better than what we have here, so let me just go with that. And I think, let me turn off proportional editing. Pull this back a bit like that. Also pull this a bit in like that, and maybe we can also select these loops here and push them down just a bit. extrude. So we have our knob like that. So we just need to make it a bit sharp. So let's select these edge loops here. This needs to be more curved, and I think this also needs to be more curved. So you can push these like this and push these up like that. Now we can select this, all the edge loops that need to be sharp. So this up to here, then up here, and let me turn off this. I think the mirror modifier would help here. So let's see, this can also go all the way like that, and this like that. So Control B. So that we can delete these faces on this side. And then use the mirror modifier for that side. Smooth off everything. Let's unhide. Where is my button? So let's see. Bring that in like that. Let me see what's going on here, because this is supposed to be a curve. So we can select this loop here. Turn on proportional editing and scale it out a bit to make this a more rounded. Make this more rounded. Now let's make this button. It should be simple. We just select this edge loop here, Shift D, duplicate it, maybe make it a separate. Let me turn off proportional editing. Make it a separate object. You can remove the bevel weight for now. Then scale in, maybe extrude out, and then fill it with one face, insert like that, and we can join this with that, join this with this, and maybe insert again, and we can push these edge loops back out like that. Let me isolate this so that we see what I'm doing, and we can select these. Maybe I can add a loop that goes around there. I'll select these faces, push them out like that, and then start sliding these down a bit, so that it's a smooth bend like that. Let's turn on these subdivisions. Then smooth. So this bend needs to be higher, so we can select these and push them up, maybe not that far, maybe around there. Martin Livero, I'm not sure, I don't really speak Spanish, so I'm not sure what you mean. So oh, okay. So I've used Google Translator, and you're saying it seems to be, it will be good. So yeah, thank you. Let me add a loop here, and have a good night. And so we have our buttons. Let's turn this on. And this is our radiator. So I'll just add the materials to it. So go to shaders. I'll bring back the reference image here. The new material. Reduce the roughness. Link the material to that. Let me see if we make it metallic. Now let's just keep it to plastic. It's okay, Martin. It's okay. Thank you for being around, man. Thank you for the support. So we can give this button that purple color, maybe around. Then using the red button. So if you want to get this model, you will find it on my CG Trader account, or you can become a Patreon and get that for free. There. We need ambient occlusion. We need screen space reflections. And yeah, basically what we need is set up some lighting, and maybe let me rotate this. Set up some lighting, and so that this renders better, and we should be good to go. So the reason I made this radiator here is that I wanted to make this scene here, and I didn't have any heat or AC model to use. So yeah, I'll be making this tutorial, this scene here, maybe in the next live stream, using some of the model assets we have made so far, and instead of using this type of heat radiator or AC, I'm just going to be using this model we have made. Yeah, so see you in the next stream that is going to come up in maybe 30 or 20 minutes, whenever. Yeah, for how long the break I take is. Yeah, thank you for watching.